On January 26th, the silence will be shattered.
Call it a screamer.
Where are they coming from?
Underground.
From the author of Blade Runner and Total Recall.
We got a new kind of screamer.
Smarter now.
Get out of here! There's too many of them. It's useless.
Screamers. Rated R. At theaters January 26th.
The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
You will suffer an eternity for this.
Well, if you're going to shoot something, shoot something with a big old gun. Welcome back to 0 Point Reviews, everybody, where we like to talk about whatever movie we damn well feel like. And we go off on tangents. We go off on any sort of random topics, but we always talk about the movies, the good, the bad, and we judge these things. And before we get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below. Throw a comment in the chat. We might highlight you. And if you got a question for us, we will highlight it and see if we can have a discussion point in and of itself. But thank you for tuning in to Peter Weller's Screamers from 1995. This was written based off of a story by Philip K. Dick, by Dan O'Bannon, and Miguel Tejada Flores, not Miranda Veracruz de la Hoya Cardenal. That would be a totally different reference. And our very first 0 Point tonight, because I just gave a Married with Children reference.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was something like that or if that was the name of the Chihuahua that Cheech played on Oliver and Company.
It could be, but I don't know about that. So yeah, we're going back to like basically high school era for like me, likely for Kevin as well here. He's a little bit younger than I am, but this did come out in about 1995. And if you don't mind, Kevin, I'm going to kick us off on our first memories of this. I went day one to the theater for this one. It was Saturday. They didn't do Friday premieres, or if they did, I didn't go Friday night. I went Saturday. And I basically saw this movie 3 times in a row, and I only paid for 1 ticket. Because back then, all you had to do was pay cash at the window and just sit in the same damn theater for like 3 hours straight or 4 hours straight, whatever it was. And I had a hell of a fun time. And I got to actually watch like an certain number of people coming into the theater as it went on to the next showing and the next showing. Like this was only in one screen where I saw it at. So it was like, I think it was like 11. And then it was like 1:15, and then it was like 3:30 or 4 o'clock, somewhere around there. I have my original ticket back at my dad's house. I know it was like about 11 o'clock-ish because they never did like anything before 11 at the movie theater in University Town Center in San Diego, California. So anybody who knows where that is, you know where I went to. And the fun ice rink that was nearby with the arcade, one of my favorite places to hang out.
Neat.
But this is one of those I went and saw, and I enjoyed it so much, I just hung around for the rest of the day and watched it 2 more times. And seeing the crowds, the first crowd was maybe about 5 to 10 people. The next crowd was about 100. And then the third crowd was complete packed city. And I can probably tell you from experience, the first crowd was pretty quiet the whole time. The second crowd was pretty quiet the whole time. The third crowd had a blast. Everybody was laughing. They were having a good time. They were screaming at certain things. It was kind of it was a weird experiment of sorts for me, but I've been a fan of this movie ever since. And Kevin, did you ever see this back in the day, or was this your first time watch?
No, dude.
Oh
think
man, so this was a total screw this movie, huh?
I think I'd never heard of this one before. I was all about Mortal Kombat that year. I think. No, that was 94,
Yes.
wasn't it? I was.
Combat. Mortal Kombat was 94.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't. It not
This was January 95, so it was pretty quick.
So maybe I was watching something like Prophecy at this point.
Yeah.
That very well could have been, because it would have been around that time. Yes. Anyway, I don't know. I never heard of this one. I don't know. I'm sure I might have gone to see it if I would have known about it, because I love Peter Weller, of course. But no, this was completely off my radar. Last night was my first time watching it. Or I'm sorry, night before last was my first night watching it. And it had me at hello, just Philip K. Dick. I was like, okay, sure. I know that name. That's Total Recall. That's cool.
Quote unquote based on a Philip K. Dick story.
Yes, based. I didn't think about that at first. And then screenplay by Dan O'Bannon.
Yep.
My favorite screenwriter of all time. I'm down. So I went into this with some really high hopes, and I really enjoyed the plot they'd set up for this movie. And it's an interesting story to watch unfold a bit.
I know you were texting me the other night, and I'm like, bro, just keep freaking watching. As you're telling me, like, hey, this is really good. Hey, this is enjoyable. Wait, there's 2 third acts. What the hell's going on here? It's like, we'll get to that in a bit.
3 third acts.
Well, when I rewatch,
maybe even 4.
I've watched this like 4 times in like the last like 3 days. So I think I understand what you're talking about. I'm fine with it, but I can understand how other people are not okay with that.
Like nowadays, they would have fucking shown a test audience that movie with one of each different ending. They would have said, which one do you like better? And they would have gone with that one. Like now, back then, they're just like, fuck it, throw it all in there. And I respect that in a way. I respect that in a way, but it's like a good 90 minutes would have been solid for this movie. It didn't need that.
I do agree with that.
Yeah. So, but we'll get to that later on.
Yep. So go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, when I say I was excited to see it unfold a bit, it unfolds a bit, and then it just kind of for me. That was my only comment about it. But otherwise,
this was
like
your first time watch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought for some reason I had it in my head that you had seen parts of this before or something.
No, I knew it by name, and that Peter Weller was in it. That was the only thing I knew about it, and I was like, "Well, okay, yeah, I'm down. Let's do it." But so when I saw the writing credits involved, I was kind of like, well, "Okay, let's do this shit."
I don't know, right?
So because
I got my original DVD.
Neat.
I have my Blu-ray from Scream Factory.
Nice.
And I have my Laserdisc.
Oh, you fucking nerd.
I have a VHS tape around here somewhere. I could not find it in time. So it's like, I got this on. This is one of my movies. So Kevin was very kind to entertain us watching this movie.
I had grievances with it, but I enjoyed a great deal of it as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's get on into it, Kevin. What are some of the good things you'd like about this movie?
Well, one of the things is I'd like to actually upload my slides. That would be good. Bang!
Ooh, that would be good.
Got some RoboCop in this movie, baby.
Peter Weller, man.
Yeah, I really can't say no to a Peter Weller movie. Like, even if it's not good, it's great because he's in it. The Dark
he
Knight
is
Returns.
above and beyond one of the best parts of this friggin' movie. Period. End of story.
Yeah. Actually, he's really the only part for me. Like, I wanted to like.
You didn't even like Jennifer? Come on, dude. Really?
God, for one of my first crushes, you'd figure I'd be more emotionally invested in that, but no, I wasn't. I wasn't.
Wow.
I knew she was a bad guy. I can't help it. I didn't look ahead.
You
This
mean a
movie's just
bad girl?
bad girl. She was a bad thing. She's a robot with lady parts. Hot lady parts. Anyway, God, I want to go watch Nightmare 3 now. Anyway,
You're welcome. We'll do more Nightmare movies this year, everybody. We promise.
in her dreams, she's hot and dangerous or bad. Bad.
Hot and spicy.
No, I was really excited to actually see her in this role or in this movie. Like, I hadn't seen her in a good long time, like other than Nightmare documentaries. So to see her was actually kind of a treat because, like I said, she was one of my first crushes growing up. I know she's a good actor. She did really well in this movie. The part that she played it very, very well. My only problem with that was that it was hard to sit and watch and be like, I'm pretty sure she's a screamer, and not in the fun way. Sorry, I actually wasn't sitting on that all day. I wasn't. Fun.
Yes, you were. I bet you were. Even though she got stabbed and she had blood coming out of her.
Yeah, right. We could bleed now. We've got ketchup packets.
Indeed.
That's for the next segment.
Yeah.
But
of course it is.
The violence in this, the violence is totally worth talking about. It starts out very violent, so that's the first thing worth noting. This movie is violent as fuck when it wants to be, and it's a lot of fun in that regard. They're like, oh, hey, we can get away with just about anything because it's all rubber limbs. Here, toss this shit over there. It was pretty funny.
It's not as gory as you might think, but it does have the violence factor to it.
Yes, like there is butchery. Like, I'm gonna flat out say it. There's
you lose limbs.
Yeah, and it's very quick, and it is really all you see is like a rubber prop from like Spirit that's got some Caro syrup on it being tossed across a blue screen. But fuck, it's fun because it's supposed to be a limb, and you're riding along with this movie, and you're Gen X, so you could buy it. And I love the violence. It was gore. It was savage. To your point that it's not a lot of gore. There's no splatter. There's no ooze. Nothing to that effect. It was all very quick, almost cauterized.
Or also a lot after the fact where you see blood splattered on this and you see blood splattered on that. You don't actually see the actual splatter of the blood. It's just everything's dried and caked on in certain spots. So it gives you the idea of, and this is where I pull from something I'm going to throw at you, Kevin, is Dead Space pulled a little bit from Screamers when they were designing their game, and a couple of the developers were fans of this movie, and that's why some iconic shots and elevator scenes, things of that nature, got included into Dead Space because they were fans of this movie.
Intriguing. Very intriguing. I like
so
that.
Philip K. Dick, Isaac Asimov, they were mining anything and everything when they made Dead Space 1 and 2. And they made sure to include some references. So
that's very cool. Yeah, God bless Dead Space. That was just a dope.
That is above and beyond chef's kiss.
They need to sell that off to somebody before they get liquidated.
Oh, I got a little safety poster over here next to my sign for Dead Space. So
cut off their limbs.
Let's see if I can. Yep. Safety protects people. Quality protects jobs.
Yeah. That's awesome. So,
I
but
love
no,
Dead
this
Space, everybody. And the helmet's way back behind me now. I put it on a mount.
that game is just like perfect horror. Second to perfect horror. It is the second scariest game I think I've seen. To Fatal Frame 2 is probably the scariest experience I've ever had with the digital game, and I'm just kind of like,
Oh,
scared
damn.
It scared the peepees out of me. And the new one comes out next month, I think.
Oh,
I'm
the
pumped.
new Fatal
I'm
Frame.
pumped. Yeah, or no, the remake of Part 2. And I'm down like a clown. I already pre-ordered it and everything.
Cool.
I didn't get the digital edition because I don't need any of the schoolgirl outfits. I'm just not. I'm almost 50. I don't need that.
Are you sure about that, Kevin?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Man.
Hello. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
So for people watching at home, start putting into the chat if you're watching it in YouTube. When did you guys first see this? What did you guys really like about it? We want to hear from you guys too.
Yep. And if you like this movie, you don't like this movie, hey, that's cool too. Everybody's got a different opinion on everything. It's totally cool. You are all welcome here with us.
Yeah, like and I bitch a lot because I don't like sci-fi in general. Like, I'm not a science fiction person. But like, give me an hour or so, or 24, and I'm perfectly fine having rewatched the movie, being like, you know what, it is what it is. It's okay. I'm still gonna.
It is a 90s science fiction movie. It kind of fits the era pretty close to a T, and I like the science fiction aspects of it. I'm more the sci-fi guy, and I appreciated the horror aspects out of this. So I think it's a very enjoyable movie. Peter Weller is clearly the standout of this movie. Roy Dupuis is excellent as another kind of like asshole bad guy. He was in the middle of La Femme Nikita at this point in time. So anybody who remembers USA after Monday Night Raw,
yeah.
He was on that show with La Femme Nikita and Peter Wilson.
Oh, okay, that's right. I remember that.
Yep. So if you recognized him at all, he is basically the a-hole guy that taunts everybody throughout this movie all the way straight to the very end.
Yeah.
And he's a good bad guy a-hole. And to something you'll probably bring up later with the multiple third acts, like him getting blown in half probably would have been all right to be the end of the movie.
Yeah. There's your villain. Ta-da. All right. We made it. Nope. It's not over yet. We've got one more predictable ending for you.
We're not done yet. We got another 20 minutes after that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I totally get what you're saying, but I loved how this movie played out actually. But it could have been cut down by about 15 minutes, but we'll get to that once we hit to the things that we didn't like about the movie.
Yeah. So, but one thing I would most certainly love to say that I truly did enjoy about the movie is, for as much as I love gore and horror in a picture, and as for as much as I dislike sci-fi,
did you call me a whore
all the time? I fucking
okay. I just want to make sure we were correct on that. So,
yes, Dan O'Bannon did the screenplay for this, and that instantly sold me, saying, you know what? I'm going to watch this movie and I'm going to love something about it. And I did. I loved something about it. It had the first fucking like 20 minutes of it are like, oh, shit. Okay. Mm-hmm. But first thing I want to point out that it was fucking stellar is the puppetry. I love the puppets in this.
And the stop motion. Yeah.
Yes. That's what I wish this movie was. If this movie was mostly that, I would have enjoyed it tenfold over.
Their budget was a bit stifled. They actually did want to do way more. There was intentions for way more than that.
Yeah, because then like it went from something very intriguing to, oh, okay, the screamers are these things in the dirt. So it's like Terminators meets Tremors. I
Yep.
dig that. Okay, that's cool. That's different. But then
And they
they
cut
just
like
kind of,
razor blades.
yeah. And and they fly through the air like the balls from fucking Phantasm. All has familiarity, fun intro, mixing horror and sci-fi.
Yep.
And it had this great story, this between the two war factions or the mining factions.
Yep.
And then
the
it turns
NEB
out,
and the Alliance.
yep. And then it turns out that the two fighting sides got abandoned there years ago. And they've been fighting for fucking nothing.
And the war is now on a completely different planet, which has nothing to do with anybody.
Yeah. Yep. And you're just kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
Go for it. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, the story has like, it has a nice complexity to it, at least for about like the first half of the movie, and it's kind of making you like, wait, what the hell really is going on? Because that's the whole point of following Peter Weller's character of Hendrickson and trying to figure out like, well, what the hell's going on? There's a spaceship craft that crash lands, and they find out, well, this was actually a military unit that was heading towards Triton 4, where this other mining material is. They were going there to start a damn war over on that planet, but they were having issues, so they crash landed here. And then they find out, oh, wait, the guy we've been reporting to for the last 2 years has been a hologram or a holograph. And he actually got arrested and got shot and killed, whatever it was. But so they've been getting misinformation for 2 years. And after receiving the message from the other people, the NEBs on the other side of who are like several hours of a hike away, they get a message saying like, hey, we need to kind of make peace here. It seemed like both sides figured out, oh, we're both getting played here. We can't get off this planet, so maybe we need to figure out how we can coexist on this planet together. But something else more nefarious is going on. The Screamers, which the Alliance, Peter Weller's faction, they equipped autonomous sword, like an artificial intelligence. They just set it, flipped the switch on, and ran from it. And all they have is this like little watch band that'll protect them from getting killed from them. The other side does not have those. So they basically set off like this amazing defense sort of system with these little screamers, and they start to evolve. And one of the best implications about it, I know I'm going on and on, but like the implication is, was there some sort of alien influence? Because they start finding out there's markings and on the ident tags for these models, like, I don't even recognize this language. This doesn't even make any sense. I can read this, I can see this. This is model 1, this is model 3, where's model 2? But there's also 2 different models that you don't even know about. So the story keeps kind of messing with you, and it keeps going all over the place, but the core of the story is corporatization and how your government or your military or whatever, they're playing whatever's going to get them the most money.
Yeah.
And so it feels like they're pulling from like Blade Runner. They're pulling from some other sci-fi and science fiction stories. It's Philip K. Dick. The concept is right there. That's usually in some of his stories for like cyberpunk, steampunk sort of thing. Yeah. And I think the story is actually really good, but just something you're probably going to bring up later, it does run a little long. They could have worked it down a little bit during the last act. Because for the first 2/3 of this movie, it's like, this is really freaking cool. Yeah. And yes, you could see things coming. However, the joy is like, so what's going to happen when the characters in the movie start figuring this shit out. And so that's part of the fun of the movie is, yes, it's a little predictable. However, it's watching the characters figure out this stuff as you're watching the movie along with them.
Yeah. You know, I liked. Now, anyway, well, I'll get to that part later. I had a moment for that was gonna. I had a moment that was gonna mix the good and the bad. I was like, you know what? If I start with this, it's gonna go right into the bad, and I'm just gonna stop right there. So
That's okay.
I'm just gonna stop. So, like, my problem was yes, the first 2/3 was a intriguing story for me. It was political, it was grisly, it was fun. And you had a great hero and you had a good actor portraying that hero. You had a great heroine. You had a great actor playing that heroine. But then it just stops. It stops around Act 2, and then it becomes a fight, and then it becomes it becomes a fight for survival. And then, you know, your third act and third act and third act and maybe another third act. So it didn't.
And another third act.
Yeah, I mean, he gets away, but it doesn't get to any sort of I don't know. It felt like the plot line just the story just kind of got dropped. Like, everybody needs to get out of here. And I guess he was the only person left. Yeah, but.
Well, the idea was the planet killed itself, and all that's left on the planet are the screamers because they have now taken over the top of the food chain, and he's made his daring escape, and he's the only sole survivor left. The problem is that sets up. I think that's a good ending. However, the follow-up in the sequel is fucking terrible. I will tell everybody now. This is the only movie worth watching. Do not watch Screamers: The Hunt. It's fucking terrible. Fucking terrible by comparison. So if you didn't even like this, you're just going to get even madder at the next damn movie. So don't even bother. Only watch this one.
Riverman's got a great point here.
Oh, a Death Machine? Dude, that movie's dope.
That's cool.
It's terrible too, but I actually enjoy that one.
You know, anytime you have a cyborg or an alien picture, it's Corman-esque. It's a win-win situation for the most part.
Alien Terminator with Lisa Boyle. Come on. There's already two excellent points to that movie.
In that regard, this movie reminds me of fucking Future War. And that's not a compliment. That's not a compliment, dude. That's the movie that's got fucking gosh darn, or Rob Van Dam. That's not Rob Van Dam. It's the MST movie that has the fucking the hand puppet dinosaurs. Maybe.
This is where you and I are just not going to agree on this movie. I already feel it in my bones. And you were telling me this the other night, and I'm like, stop talking about it. Let's talk about it on stream.
Just saying. I liked Future War, but there was a lot of in that movie, and maybe this movie needed some of that. I don't know.
This movie was more testosterone filled.
Yes, but then they should have been shooting guns that didn't have bent barrels. Just throwing that out there.
Cock that barrel, Kevin.
Just look at the lower one.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, fucking it shows somebody fucking bend a barrel and then he fucking shoots the guy in the chest with it. I'm like,
he shoots him with the other barrel though. There's two different triggers on the gun.
Oh, okay. M16A1, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I shot my lawgiver too, but it's currently drying out in the garage after I spray painted it.
Judge Dredd lawgiver?
Yes, you will see very soon.
Neat.
3D printer. I'm working on some projects right now, and Lawgiver from Dread 2012 is currently about to be assembled. So
2012. That's
a Carl Urban one, man.
Has it been that long?
14 freaking years.
Jesus.
I want to kill somebody for not getting a sequel to that movie.
Yeah.
Well, what does it tell you? I like this particular movie enough. I actually wrote a script for a sequel for it.
Really?
Back in the day. Yes, I did.
It has
I am
potential.
trying to find I'm trying to find it on one of my many like hard drives or dead hard drives from like 25 years ago. Can't find it. I don't know what the hell happened to it. But I did I wrote a sequel that is way better than the actual sequel.
That's pretty awesome.
It was one of my first scripts I made, and I was actually told, that's actually a pretty good idea. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. Not sold, not anything like that. It's fan script. I ain't gonna send that in to anybody. If I remember more than like 2/3 of it, I'd probably tell everybody about it. But every time I watch this movie, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember writing that. Hey, wait, what did I do again? Shit. That's 30 years ago I wrote that. So it's like, fuck.
Wow. God,
Yep.
I hate this getting old shit. I truly do. Like you're telling
30? Me, dude.
That only seemed like it was 10. Oh, fuck. All right.
Now, what did you think of
30.
some of the CGI scenes? I know the stop motion was working for you. There is it's not really CGI. It's like mid 90s, like
Blue
screen kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's awful. It's not as bad as the CGI that you'd get with say Deep Rising or any fire effects that you saw in
Deep Rising again.
Yes, of course, because I had the monster. Any of the fire effects from Mortal Kombat or Deep Rising, any other 90s movie that had fire in it, any movie that has fire in it. Now,
okay, I'll give you that. Anything with fire is like fucking terrible.
Yeah, like we get it. You can't do fire. Just stop.
It took you a long enough time to get water right. You still haven't even gotten around to getting fire correct.
They can't get fingers right. Don't do fucking fire.
They can't do smiles on AI characters right.
That's what I was getting. Yeah, that too. Finger smiles.
Anyway. Got a finger for that.
Oh,
I don't know. For me, I really like the setting. I'm way more I know I'm the sci-fi guy of the two of us, and as Riverman points out in our chat, Class of 1999 is a very underrated cyberpunk film. I see the tags on this as being cyberpunk. This movie is not cyberpunk. It's just not. It is futuristic. It's science fiction. It's horror. And I like the implications that something else nefarious could be going on with an alien influence, so to speak. But they imply it and then they move the hell on. They do not dwell on it. So it makes you wonder what the hell's going on. What evolved the Screamers to this point? Because there's two different models that now are beyond the scope of anything that they could have imagined. And I don't know. I get a kick out of this movie. I know the pacing is an issue. I know that last act drags. I totally understand that. But I think Peter Weller did a great job. Roy Dupuis did a fantastic job as being the one kind of like quote unquote bad guy in this movie. And I thought Jennifer Rubin was really good. I actually really enjoyed this role. I think I like it more than Nightmare. So I had a crush on her after this freaking movie. So it's like, I'm sorry. I like this movie. I'm not gonna say I didn't, but it does have issues.
See, I wonder. I got that T-shirt that says "I heart goth chicks," and then I wonder why. And then I think of Taryn back in Nightmare 3,
Yep.
switchblades and the mohawk.
And she's great in that too.
Don't know where I got that fetish from. I don't know.
Jennifer Rubin's a really good actress. I'm surprised her career did not stabilize more. You know,
Hollywood's fickle, dude.
Oh, I know Hollywood's a piece of shit. So
you have to be able to put up with a lot to make it to the top.
Yep, just ask Corey Feldman. Oh wait.
Well, I heard he was more of a bottom.
Indeed.
It's on that documentary.
I never lay down because I'm always bending over.
Good God.
Now, Kevin, let's be real. What are some of the things you did not like about Screamers?
And the rest. So,
God damn it. Here we go. What? You didn't like the Oakleys?
No, I don't.
That was a total 90s thing. That doesn't age well.
The Oakley Blades should have just died in the 90s. They should have died there.
I still have a pair of Oakleys at my dad's house. I should have brought them back.
Like, I like the flak jackets. I like the fives. Those are pretty classy. But no, I'm more of a Ray-Ban person. I have been, well, really since my X Metals. I had Predator 2s and a pair of X Metals. And now I've got the Wayfarers, which I wanted since I was a kid or since I was in high school because of Blues Brothers. But
get off my back.
Yeah. But anyway, this movie with the Oakleys, I get it. They're in the snow, snowboarding. It's stylish. It's extreme. There is nothing stylish or extreme about the rest of the cast. You had two main characters that were just wonderful, and the rest of the cast that was just not.
I think some of them were fine, but the sidekick in this particular shot, he did not work for me.
Oh, neither of these guys worked for me. I would have killed them both. Like
I think Roy worked, but the second he killed the other guy, I was like, okay, now I have a problem with this.
I did before with him wanting to evoke a Clint Eastwood attitude and tough guy machismo, and you're just kind of like, you're not Solid Snake, man. I'm sorry. You're just not.
Well, that's a sign that the Screamer didn't understand the human condition or how to interact with everybody. Because he is a Screamer. I think he's the original advanced model.
Oh, the first one? Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, because he seemed to be completely off the reservation in general. And he was able to mimic like different voices and everything like that. Transfer bodies, everything like that. It was like, what the hell is going on? There is something to be said about the movie does not explain enough about the Screamers.
Yeah, like how they evolved and why they decided to evolve from.
That is a problem with the movie. I freely admit that.
Little creature things. Now, to your point, the design of the little creature things may, of course, say, yeah, there was alien inspiration there. Look at them; they don't look like Earth type creatures.
Yeah,
but that would have been something for a sequel that could have been fun to investigate or delve into.
Oh, you mean like mine?
Yeah, missed opportunity here. They just said, okay, we don't have enough for those things anymore. Now they're going to be secret Terminators, and we don't know who they are. That's how we're going to get around it. They're still in the movie. We just can't see them, and we don't know who they are. And it did not work for me because I knew everyone except for the two guys were going to be Terminators. And the wormy guy that got killed. When he got killed, I was kind of like, yep, there went the last of them.
One of them had to die.
Well, the one that didn't die was the one that couldn't die.
Yep.
So I don't know. It was very predictable once it got to that point, it got extremely predictable, and then it just went downhill for me to the point where the only surprise was the fact that he had to fight his best friend at the end, like another boss. All right.
Yep.
We're gonna do the boss this time. Now we're gonna do this again. All right. So it was a little tiring at that point again. It didn't make sense how to go from point A to point C. Point B might have been interesting. This could have been 2 movies worth talking about. The original Screamers and then the advanced Screamers later on. And then you start seeing them in the second movie, how they advanced, starting from the bait for snipers or what have you. Or the kids or whatever else that they evolved into. They could have been done into 2 different movies, but I think they tried to pack too much and they ran out of budget and made some leaps and bounds from what might have been a really, really detailed movie.
Yeah, because there had to be something to get Peter Weller on board with this, like the original script. Too much probably a change between him signing on to the project to the completion of it. And, he's had interviews where he said, I enjoyed working on this, but this was not the original script that we signed up for. Part of the movie does incorporate a lot of the original script, but it had evolved. A lot of studio tinkering was involved with this. So there's a bit of that going on, and that probably didn't help the pacing issues and the third act. And when I say pacing issues, I mean the pacing issues in the third act. Because literally the first hour 10 minutes of this movie is really good. And then all of a sudden, once we start heading into the climax, it's like, okay, climax. Oh, great. Oh, this is a good ending. Oh, no, wait, we're still going. Okay. Oh, we got an ending. Oh, this is cool. Oh, wait, we're still going. And to Kevin's point, I didn't have a problem with this, but I can see how other people will. It does drag. It really does. And if you're not a fan of this kind of style of movie, if you're not into science fiction, you ain't gonna like this movie. This is way more science fiction than it is a horror movie. The horror elements are spread out way too far and in between. So if you're looking for something like that, you're not going to get that out of this movie. I enjoy it, but I will say this would have been better as an hour and 30-minute movie rather than an hour and 44 minutes.
I think so too.
To me, the first ending, them hugging after blowing up the dude in half, just cut it off there.
Yeah.
The rest of it just felt like, what are we doing here? But it's enjoyable. My dad even likes this movie too. And he's more picky about this shit than I think you are. But he also likes science fiction more than horror. So
fair enough.
Even though he got me into horror with Phantasm too, so go figure.
I could have used a little more horror in this, but again,
I think so too.
When you involve robots, you're not getting horror necessarily. It's not needed per se. I don't
Terminator 2 is there ain't no horror in that movie, and nobody will ever convince me that there's any horrific scenes in Terminator 2.
No, there's really not. Maybe him cutting his arm in front of Joe Morton and his family. That's really intense with Morton's reaction. The
first one's more of a horror movie.
The first movie is a horror film. Yes, absolutely. Yep. That was a horror film. That was some shit.
I always prefer the first Terminator over T2. I know that's probably heresy to most people, but I don't give a shit. I think Terminator 1's fantastic. Terminator 2's fun, but it's not the better movie.
Terminator scared me when I was a kid when it first came out.
The first one, yes.
Yeah, he was terrifying. And then when it got to the stop motion scenes for the T-800, I was like, oh my God! 4-year-old.
Oh, you are not kidding.
4-year-old Kev pissed himself, but loved it. Like it was better than Frankenstein to me.
Right.
Anyway, we're talking about better movies.
Well,
See,
the only other thing about a knock on this movie is the soundtrack. The score is fantastic. They have a pop song about like 30 minutes in that I do not like. I think is completely misplaced. What the hell was this doing in here? I would have put in a different song or just put in something else entirely.
Somebody blew the producer. They owed it to him.
I'm sorry about what your mom had to do for this movie, but like, oh my god.
I've got my heart will go on singing. I had to go and make it work. Oh shit. But anyway, dig
Kevin,
this.
what else you got? Yeah.
So this poster here, I like this. This was not really in the movie. This was not the focal point past the second act. And that's kind of what my final gripe was, like, to your point. You lose these things and then you get the kids. And then just get a whole bunch of kids and put them in the costume so they all look the same. The special effect on the kid was cool, but then you got to the concept of dummy robots. Like, well, the dummy robots weren't nearly as cool as these little, infiltrator guys. So I don't feel like it was necessary. Their evolutions were not all that awesome, I guess, in a way. Like, for the advancement to be able to have sex, what's the point of that for the robots? Like, they're just destroy, buzz, kill. They evolved a bit too much, I think, and I don't know. It went in a different direction than what the rest of the movie had already been going, and that's where I think I stopped losing it, or I lost interest for the most part. It became a very convoluted Terminator story for me. And then one of the things that the screamer that throws the knife in the other guy's chest.
Yep.
He keeps quoting Richard III, but he says, "Oh, Shakespeare." He keeps quoting Richard III.
I think your internet is a little wonky, Kevin.
With Richard III, they're just kind of like, "Hey, what are some lines we could write down?"
Well, as we wait for Kevin, I'm not sure what he's talking about with like Richard III, but the dialogue with Roy is a little bit dry at times, and it doesn't exactly work out. Back with us, Kevin?
I've been here. Did I get lost?
Yep. Your internet kind of like stopped you from talking.
That's probably for the best. I was being really offensive, probably racist.
Oh man, it's not even Saturday yet. Damn.
No, I was talking about how he keeps referencing Richard III. He says, "Oh, it's Shakespeare. It's Shakespeare." He's actually quoting Richard III. There are no other references in the story to Richard III. And the only reason why I mention it is because actually it's the only Shakespeare I actually like. Richard III was a real dick. He was a cunt. I liked him.
Man, that just makes me think of an epic rap battle. I'm Richard the First of the Third Crusade. That only leaves room for you in second place.
Grandson was a cocksucker. But anyhow, so and then there was nothing from this poster. There was nothing from Richard III. No,
This
like,
wasn't even the official poster in the United States, though.
I wouldn't think so. And yeah, because it makes a lot of promises that don't deliver.
Yeah. Well, this was like an advanced like teaser poster. It wasn't the actual poster that got put out.
Oh, I still think it looks cool though. That's why I added it. I was like, hey, I like that thing. I like the saw blades and that being the screaming. Like,
So like this is like, no, sorry. This is actually one of the posters, and then the other poster is this one.
oh yes.
This is the one that everybody got to see. So you already saw all the damn kids at the bottom.
Oh, see, and I hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah.
So that's why I
Over
was
here.
kinda like,
So there's a
"Oh,
bunch of
okay."
kids, and she's screaming, and then the light and everything. I thought it was a cool poster, but
Yeah, I like it. It's reminiscent of Life Force in a way.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I do recommend if anybody's interested to get this Scream Factory Blu-ray, because this is probably never going to get released again. We do have a link in our description down below. It is an Amazon affiliate link. They might kick us a few cents just to say as a thank you. But I'd recommend picking this up if you're a science fiction fan.
I don't know if anyone could hear me. Jeff went out.
No, you
Are
weren't
you
out.
still there?
I've been live.
I did. I've been. Whatever.
Whatever.
It said I was
Well,
live. Now I
Final
have to
judgment
sneeze.
time, Kevin. And I'm rotating, and he's frozen. So, and he's sneezing.
Fuck. Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Final judgment. This little guy was cool.
Oh,
he
yeah.
looks like he's from South
Dave.
County. Dave? Dave.
Yep.
He looks inbred. And I think it's cool. Like he doesn't necessarily look like a monster. Maybe that
Can I
third row of
come with
teeth.
you?
Only if you buy me a drink and say something nurturing first.
That's what the kids has to. Oh my god.
You are over 18, right? Just checking.
I identify as a 48-year-old. Jesus, dude. You're gonna get us kicked off of YouTube already.
That should be the natural reaction to response to someone saying, "Can I come with you?" Sure.
Okay.
If you buy
Mr.
me a
Ice
drink.
Cream Man. We'll be doing that in February, though.
I've never seen that. I'm excited.
Okay.
I know I shouldn't be, but
February's going to be a fun month around here, so stay tuned, everybody.
So, final judgment. I say my midway point number 5 is if you cannot entertain me, you are not getting above a 5. And I don't know that I would give this a 5. Like it had me through half of the movie, maybe 3/4 or 2/3, not 3/4. Maybe 2/3 of the film, I was intrigued in this picture. I was excited at first. I told Brandy, hey, this is my favorite screenwriter, and it's the guy that wrote Total Recall. It's going to be a lot of fun. RoboCop's in it. He might shoot a guy in the dick. You never know.
That would have been kind of fun.
Oh, God. Like, I wanted to put that bubble on the good. That's why I told you that joke that I abstained from. Is like, have the text bubble. I shot someone in the dick today. Or you remember when I shot that guy in the dick? That was pretty cool. I would give this maybe a 4.85 to a 5. It's right teetering there for me on being entertaining. It's it's not bad. It is not bad. So that's why I'm kind of like, I feel guilty being below a 5, but at the same time, I got bored after the first 2/3, or yeah. Once it got to that third act, I'm just kind of like, okay, that was adventurous. That was awesome. It's kind of like watching Pirates of the Caribbean in part 2, where they do that like long ass wheel fight scene for like 45 minutes. You're just
That's
like,
part 3.
is this fucking over? Was it?
Yep.
No. Anyway, like it was just entirely way too long and unnecessary. And I think that's probably going to be my only gripe to this. Had they cut out one or two of those ending segments, or merged them somehow better, I think this might have been worth a 6.5. It suffers on some budgetary levels, but otherwise it's a fun concept. It starts out with a really dope story. Peter Weller is always an intriguing character to watch. He's a good guy in this, but he does not give a shit. He just wants to live and get the fuck off this planet now that he knows that everything he's been working for has been bullshit. So there is meat and potatoes to this movie. It just doesn't have a dessert at the end. And you're just kind of like, for me, I didn't feel like it had dessert at the end because there was just too much gravy, I guess. I don't know.
Well, and for me, it absolutely works for me. I'm a science fiction nut, a little more than the horror side, and I enjoy this movie. I dig the ending, especially the final scene of the teddy bear waving in the window as he's heading to Earth. It's like, oh man, this is going to be bad. What's the sequel going to do? Well, we never get a sequel, but that's what launched me into me wanting to make my own damn story that would make it work. And what they ended up doing was like fucking terrible anyway. But
so the sequel had nothing to do with this.
What's that?
The sequel had nothing to do with this.
Basically, they kill him off screen, and he's not in the second movie.
Fair enough. All right.
And I'm gonna leave it at that, because the second you do that to your hero from the first movie, you've lost everybody else.
Unless
it's
you're
like Alien 3 killing Michael Biehn and Newt just to have Ripley run through everybody. So it's like, okay, you're getting rid of too many characters here. But as far as I'm concerned, like this is right up my alley. I'm a sci-fi guy, and I like the concept. The acting is decent at times. Peter Weller runs circles around everybody else, really, and it's not even close. But
it's like watching AJ Styles work with the fucking Undertaker now. Like Taker can't move, and AJ's doing all the fucking bouncing,
doing all the damn work. Yeah, I know. But Peter does a great job. It makes me actually want to see if we can do Buckaroo Banzai, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai, at some point on here, because that's a fun, quirky ass movie, way science fiction. I'm not sure how Kevin will take to something like that, so we'll evaluate down the road. But I like Peter Weller. He does a great job. Jennifer Rubin, I think, does a solid job. Roy Dupuis, fantastic little crazy bad guy in this. Other than that, most of the characters are forgettable. The settings look great. The cinematography is beautiful. The matte paintings in the background for all the visual effects look awesome. I think visually the movie looks great. The problem with the movie is it runs way too long, and it's got some issues in the final act. That said, I still like the movie. I enjoy it so much. I have it on different formats, even a format I don't even have a player for. I don't have a Laserdisc player, but I still want the damn thing on Laserdisc. It's a pleasure of mine. So what if it's a guilty pleasure? I'm giving this an 8 out of 10.
Nice. Very nice.
And if anything, walk away from this review thinking popcorn flick. Don't think too hard about it, because the movie didn't either. It makes you think it was up into a point, and then at that point, just eat your popcorn and have another drink.
They did reshoots, and then they did more reshoots, and then more reshoots, and they're like, oh shit, we
Well,
can
there
get going
was
with this.
studio issues with this one.
I'm gonna guess so because I know I'd
Well,
heard
they dropped it in fucking January of 1995. That's death.
nothing comes out.
Yeah, nothing good comes. But I ended up really liking the movie, and my dad really liked the movie. So it's funny. I was at college my first year, like winter of '96, and my dad's he had HBO and he was off his satellite dish. He's like, I found this movie you might like. I just watched it. I'm like, okay, let's watch it. The second it starts, I'm like, oh, Screamers? I'm like, oh, I've seen this movie. He's like, oh, what do you think? I'm like, oh, we'll watch it again. And then after the movie, he's like, I thought that was really good. And I'm like, so do I, Dad. So do I.
It was pretty cool.
So I got another like relation with the movie because it's something I shared with my dad. And he presented to me thinking I had never seen it, and I had, but it was nice to see like him make that kind of effort. And it's like, that's what got me into horror with Phantasm 2 with him. It's like, yeah, this might be all right for you, kid. And then I got into horror movies after that. So
I love horror. That's my happy place.
Hey, we're going to be getting to a lot of horror movies come February. We're doing Phantasm month, everybody.
There's boobies in that movie.
We're only doing 4 of them, though. We're not doing Ravager. I'm warning you now. We are not doing the 5th one because it's... We'll talk about it then.
Terrible.
So
Wasn't that made for sci-fi?
No.
Oh. Well, then.
It might as well have been.
Oh. That's all you had to say right there.
But any other thoughts before we head on out tonight, Kevin?
Oh gosh, I don't think so. Other than this was pretty good. I wish it was more concise, and
It
I
did
wish
stick the landing for you. I kind of got that from you.
Yeah, I wish it was more focused on the screamers in the sand more so than on top of the sand and infiltrating people. Like that wasn't nearly as interesting to me as the creatures or the robots under the sand. That's what I wish the movie would have been.
Okay. And I absolutely see your point. So that's a very fair assessment. And, you take what you want from this review, but I do recommend at least everybody check it out at least once. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but at least it's worth it. I'd say it's at least worth a watch. And it is available to rent on like most of the usual platforms. It's not free anywhere, but if you end up liking
on
the
Tubi
damn
for
movie,
free.
See, and then when I looked it up on Tubi, it was not on Tubi.
I showed you though right after you said that.
I know, but I looked it up myself on Tubi, and it came up currently not available.
That's bullshit.
So I have no idea what the hell that was.
Maybe you need to update the app. I don't know.
But everybody go check it out on Tubi. It's at least worth checking out. Yes. And if you end up liking it, that's cool. If you're not, hey, sorry, we at least tried.
There is a movie called Screamer that could have been it too. If you didn't put like the whole word in there.
Oh, that's a 70s like horror movie though.
Yeah. So, but just for people at home, you do have to type in the entire title just to make sure. But you'll see that it is the orange cover or the orange poster with Peter Weller's face on it. So it is noticeable.
That one.
Yes.
So. Well, and on that note, thank you everybody for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe this video on out there. We would greatly appreciate it. It would introduce us to other people who like to watch movie reviews with science fiction and horror. This is what we do on 0-Point Reviews. And sometimes we go off on tangents and talk about other things, like Class of 1999, Jennifer Rubin being a hottie, and Death Machine as well. So thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all next time, because next week, we have a special release time. It's an hour later next week. We're doing Galaxy Quest, and we have a fun guest, Moxie Dame, will be rejoining us one more time. So,
Oh shit.
yep, we got a Ginger joining us. So, thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Never surrender. And by Grabthaw's hammer, what are savings? See y'all later, everybody.
Get out.